Alright, the first thing that we're going to be doing on our koi fish project is we need to make the body of the fish. The body is going to look very similar to a raindrop. Now, an easy way to make a raindrop is to start, and we're going to start on the right side. I'm just going to start somewhere and I'm going to go down. I'm going to go back and go down. So it's going to look like I'm making a triangle, but I'm not going to connect the bottom. What I want to do is, instead of connecting it, I want to kind of finish it like it would look like a circle almost. So I've got half of a triangle and half of a circle, and when you put it together, it makes a nice little raindrop. Now we're going to do another one on the left side here, but this is going to be just a little bit smaller. Probably don't want it to be any smaller than this one we've got here. So we should have a big one over here and a kind of smaller one over there. After we have that step done, we're going to need to add the tail to the back of our koi fish. And so going up on the top here, just adding a little bit of a kind of like a triangle shaped tail where it goes up and comes back in. Kind of do the same thing over here. I'm going to go out, I'm going to come back down. Now, since this is a smaller fish, the tail should be just a little bit smaller as well. After I'm finished with the tail, I'm going to go through, we're going to add a little spot on the bottom here for the eyes. Now, since we're looking at it from the top, you're only going to see some of the eye, so you won't be able to see the full circle. So I'm just going to kind of make it look a little bit like a little bridge, draw a little bridge. I can draw in a little pupil in the middle there. We've got some eyes. Same thing over here, a little bridge. Little bridge. We've got our eyes on our fish. Our next step is we want to add the top fin. Again, we're going to be looking straight down, so we're only going to be able to see some of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little wavy line. Doesn't go all the way across, just a little one right here. And then I'm going to make a second line that's connected to it, just kind of wavy as well. And so it's got something kind of like that, where we can just see some of that top fin. And we'll do that on this one as well, on the little fish. My next step, I'll want to go in and I'm going to need to draw the fins on the side of the fish. So they'll look kind of similar to the ones we did on the back, but we're going to put them close to the middle here. So just kind of give them a little fin over here, put one over on this side, and we'll do that over on the same thing on the little one, just they'll be a little bit smaller. After we have those side fins, we're going to be able to go through and add some seaweed for our picture. A little something extra to have in our picture. So I did a little wavy line, and now I'm just going to add some little leaves to it. And you could probably add, another little one over here. You could probably do either 2 or 3, kind of up to you, whatever you have the space for. Just add a couple over here. After I'm all finished with the drawing, we're going to be ready now for the crayon. So the crayon, we'll start with the orange crayon first, and we're going to use orange to trace the fish, the body, the fins, the eyes, everything on the fish we want to trace. Again, we're going to practice kind of like the crayon is a Sharpie, where I don't really want to color in right now. I just want to trace my lines. So by doing this, it's going to make it really neat when we add our paint. So we get every single line, even the eye, even the fin on top here, the tail, and the side fins. I'm going to do that for the big fish as well. The harder you press down, the better. Try not to break your crayon if you can. But if it's a really big one and it breaks, that's okay. Then we've just got 2 crayons. But try your best just to press hard and go slow until all those lines are covered. And that is all you'll need to do with your orange color. The next step is going to be green, and I'm going to use the green for the seaweed. Now, one thing that we're going to do differently with the seaweed is I'm going to allow us, just for the seaweed, we can color in the little leaves. So if you want to color those in, you can. Again, this is going to add to our picture when we start to paint it. So I've got that green in there now. We've only got 2 more steps left. Next step is I'm going to use yellow, a yellow color, to add some spots to our fish. Just add a few spots here and there, wherever you think looks like a good spot for some yellow. And the last step is we're going to use white for the background. You're not going to be able to see it right now. When we paint, you will. And this is just going to be little waves in the background where the water is. And we'll see those again when we start painting.